Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, Shulchan Aruch Yomi. Today we're starting a new week, Siman Ayin Vav, Hilchos Kriya Shema 76, Lizar Misoa B'Shas Kriya Shema. We learned in the last Siman about being careful not to see erva, nakedness while you're saying Kriya Shema. You also have to be careful of soa, excrement. We'll see also urine. Also, you have to be careful not to see it potentially, and we'll see not to smell it also while you're saying Kriya Shema. Let's start Aleph. Soa ba'ashoshes mutar likros kenegda. If you see soa, right? Let's say you have one of your kids' potty training, and you have one of these potties that are see-through, a see-through potty. I don't know if they make these. I don't know why you'd make it. Mutar likros kenegda. Even though you see if you cover the seat, you can see it. Al bishro so derech namasem mishum dichsiv devikiso yital rachman and sevachisisa seisecha v'hamaschasya. This whole pasuk, the whole idea of being careful not to say Kriya Shema while you either smell soa or you're next to soa, you see it. You see also if it's in your Dalit Amos, it's within 6 meters of you, 6 meters, 6 feet, 6 feet, 2 meters of you. You can't say Kriya Shema. This is all a matter of pasuk. Right? When you should have you should have a shovel next to you. They talk about in the midbar, they should go and cover it. They went to the bathroom, they should cover it with dirt. So as long as it's covered, right? If that porta potty, the see-through porta potty, the see-through potty is covered, you have the lid down, so therefore it's covered. That's okay. We'll explain more in Ian to lean on. Let's say you have a small little hole in the ground and you have some dog poop in there. You can put your foot on top of it. Now it's covered. It's not such a bad smell. Not sure the dog doesn't think it's such a bad smell. Right? Saint Bernard, a poodle, I don't know. As long as it's not touching the bottom of your shoe, touching the bottom of your shoe, that's a problem. That's like having it on your clothes. We'll see in a second what the problem is. Let's say someone's walking with a porta potty. That guy Abe Brewer. He is the guy with the porta potties. He's walking with a clear, see-through porta potty. Also, likros kenegda. You can't. I'm sorry, that would not be if it's covered. Then even if you could see it, but he's actually holding on a plate or something like that. Not necessarily a brewer. I'm not going to say he's doing that, but somebody's doing it. Also, likros kenegda. You can't read Kriya Shema opposite that. Opi chazir, because you could see it even if you're very far away from it. As long as you see it, Opi chazir kaso veres dami. If you see the anus of a pig, right? Afila olam in anar, even if it's coming up from a river. Even though it got washed off seemingly, it's always disgusting there, and it's gross. I'll gross you out, and you can't say Kriya Shema if you see it. Let's say you have it on your skin. I don't know. You're wiping your kid's diaper, and it gets a little on your skin, and then you realize, no, it's time for shul. I got to go to chakras, right? You wake up, your kid makes a nice diaper. That's always the best, right? When you take your kid out of the crib in the morning, it's a nice fresh smell. For those who know. You change the diaper, you get a little on your hands. It's great. Then you forget, 1 second, I'm going to miss Kriya Shema. You run to shul, you forget to wash your hands off. Who would do that? But it doesn't make a difference because you're wearing gloves now. It's the winter, you put on gloves. This is more prevalent. Let's say you're on your way to shul and you just have to take something out of the bathroom. You want to take some mouthwash. You stick your hand in, you take some mouthwash, gargle some, get on up to the shul, you stuck your hand in a beis hakise. We'll talk more about a kise, what is considered a bathroom. Yesh matirim likros. This is actually about in the Gemara. Some say, two opinions on Amoraim in the Gemara. Some say in these two cases you could say Kriya Shema. Some say you can't. The only time that it's allowed is that it's covered through your skin, not with another piece of clothing. Let's say it's in this part over here, right? It's between the front part of your elbow, where if you would pick up your hand, you would close it so you wouldn't see the soa. So that's maybe the one who's matter, only matter in that case. Of course, Nachon the right way of doing it is to be machmir, right? No. Agav Shivla Zera Absaro Dino Ketsoa, of course, another chumrah over here. This is an important chumrah, an important halacha for a lot of people. A lot of people, before they're married, either have wet dreams or, sometimes, if you're a man, things will come out, your penis, at night that are not, it's not necessarily semen, it can be something else. There's other things that come out. There's another liquid that comes out before, when a man gets, before the pre-excitement comes out also. So if that somehow, let's say you're wearing boxers, it can get on your thighs or something like that, So technically you can't say Kriya Shema in the morning. Let's take a shower, or you wash it off, So this is a pretty big chumrah over here to say soa. The Gemara says soa, and all of a sudden we're assuming Shech Zera is like soa. Soa, I mean, yes, Shech Zera is a little disgusting, but it doesn't smell as bad as excrement. It's not as horrent as excrement. So just because the Gemara says soa, why do you assume Shech Zera is included also? Alkin Shahakra. I don't know. I mean, and then he says at the end, the Mishnah Berurah says, and he says even if it's on your hand, on your begoda, I feel like begoda mechusi yesh rasa. If it's on your clothes and it's covered up, that according to everybody is okay, even by tzoa. You still should take it off. Shloi yidavak bo atuma because they carry shloi helamas keres iser. Comes with nuchumras over here, Mishnah Berurah. It's going to be a remembrance of iser for you. It's on your clothes. It's on your boxers, your boxer briefs, whatever you wear. It's a big chumrah. This is Shulchan Aruch, it's a Ramah. They say this. I personally don't believe this, but that's what it says. But you follow the Shulchan Aruch and the Ramah, because I'm not a rabbi. Hey, soa b'fit habas. Afil hi mechusa. This is a halacha that make a lot of people OCD. If you have excrement when you wipe, when you go to the bathroom, you wipe. Everyone wipes. Right? How much do you wipe? I feel him also likros to divrei hakol. Right? Even if it's covered up, we'll see in a second what that means. You can't say kriya shema. I feel in a nearest shu omev and nearest shu yoshiv. Right? If you stand up, right, the anus contracts. You're not able to see it. You look in the mirror, you can't see it. But if you'd sit down, you're able to see it. That's considered enough soa, a piece of soa. And if you can't say kriya shema, people wipe themselves incessantly. The Mishnah Berurah even talks about people have hemorrhoids. And people have blood. He says, he has hemorrhoids. Blood always comes out of it. And the blood causes you to smell bad. He says the blood and the liquid coming out of the wound, the pus, makes you no, it's going to make you wipe more. I mean, it's going to make you crazy. I mean, literally, it'll make you crazy. You will see blood all the time. You'll have your hemorrhoids, health problems. Not just OCD, but also health problems that you're going to have if you wipe too hard and too much. The Gemara talks about this halacha, and the Gemara uses the phrase, Lo nisna Torah l'malachei hashareis. The Torah wasn't given to angels. And again, there's no way of figuring out if you can see it while you're sitting. How can you see it? It's in your anus. You can't see it. So if you're not sure, just be makel. You should wipe yourself so you're clean, but don't go crazy with this halacha. Make sure if you wipe normally, it's okay. I actually asked this shaila to my former Rebbe, Yaakov Friedman. I asked him about this halacha. How hard do you have to wipe? You can't really see what's going on. So he thought you have to dig in. That's what he said. I saw in the Sefer by Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach about tefillah. He said, "Quotes Rav Chaim Kanievsky." It says you just have to wipe lightly on the surface. Why lightly on the surface? He said, Rabbi Yaakov said it. That's what he says. You can rely on it. He said you can rely on it, wipe lightly surface. So if you have OCD, just wipe lightly and go say Kriya Shema. Vav Hayala Afara Ma'at Soa. Let's say you had in front of you a little bit of excrement. Yachol lebatla barok. You see on the ground. You can actually spit on it. Yarok ba bikra kenegda. Because now you have a thick phlegm over there. Hushiyeh rok ava. It has to be thick. You can't see the soa. And a bittel moil el lefisha. Avalo imlo yikra miyad harok nimoach. Let's say it loses a little of that green part of the saliva. Right, just to be clear. V'nivla ba lo betela. I guess the reason being is that besides the fact it has to be covered up. So if it has covered up, it's covered up. But if it has a little bit of saliva that's not fixed, then it's not considered covered up. Zion. Safek im so babayis motor likros techeskas bayis ein basoa. You're in someone's house. You have to assume there's a dirty diaper around. No, you don't have to assume there's a dirty diaper. You can say kriyashma. Safek im so ba'ash, but let's say near a garbage dump. Aser mishum. Here they have big garbage dumps over here. Throw the garbage in. Aser mishum techeskas ash basoa. It's aser lechatchila to read kriyashma because the assumption is that there is soa in there. People throw out, every day I throw out a garbage bag full of diapers. Aval speak me raglayim afilu ba'ash mutter. However, if you're not sure if there's urine, for sure in the garbage dump there's no dirty diapers, only wet diapers. It's mutter mishum the lo asra Torah ligros k'neged meraglayim ela k'neged amud shel kiluach midoraisa. Once urine goes into the toilet or on the ground already, that's only derabanan. Only when it's coming out and arching from the man, that's the raisa. Akash nafal mitzvah derabanan it was fake on the gazer. Here you're not sure if it's in the garbage dump. You can make a sabik derabanan lekula chet. Let's say you didn't listen to the previous halacha. You read Kriya Shema in front of a garbage dump, and then you checked it. You went in, you were scavenging for those bottles, so you can go up to Detroit and get 10 cents for your Michigan, 10 cents for your bottle instead of the 5 cents you get in the tri-state area. Sorry, Lachsor of Alikro. Anyone knows Seinfeld understands. Sorry, Lachsor of Alikros. You have to go back and say it again because it's a penalty that will come made upon you. It's the Rishonim say this. Was a house inside the even if you're in a house, then you find a diaper behind the door, right? A dirty diaper. You don't have to read again. And similarly, if you find meraglayim, even where a place where you are mistapik, right? You don't have to go back and read. I mean, technically, the halacha is you're allowed to say Kriya Shema if you're a Besafik. I don't know what he means over here exactly. That's what he said. As long as you didn't know, even if you find it afterwards, you didn't do anything wrong. The Chiddush is that halacha is that if there was a suffix of Soa, which is Doraisa, and then you said Kriya Shema, even if you said it, but the you're not Yotze. The reason being, the Mishabura says, Zevach Rosham Toeva, heavily lived Kamakom. Sort of like a knas that Zevach Rosham Toeva is talking about Shmona Esrei. We'll see, we get the Hilchas Shmona Esrei. When you have to go to the bathroom and you daven, Zevach Rosham Toeva. I don't know if this applies to Kriya Shema, right? This is the Rishonim applying this to Kriya Shema. Hard for me to extend halachas at tefillah to halachas Kriya Shema. I just don't favor being medam and milsa to compare one thing to another. If it says it by that halacha, it says it by that thing, right? Zevach or shoyim. Kriya Shema is not a zevach. It's not a tefillah is like a korban, but a Kriya Shema is not a korban. So the whole pasuk really doesn't make sense. Zevach or shoyim toeva. So I would think with the if you set it in front of a garbage dump and you found there a dirty diaper, you'd be yotze, your Kriya Shema mitzvah del raisa even. That's my conclusion, but that's not Psak Shulchan Aruch and Mishnah Berurah. I hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in with Ben C, and we'll discuss more about this idea of reading Kriya Shema in front of excrement or seeing excrement. We'll talk more in the coming days about smelling excrement. See you in Ian Tolino coming up next.